I want to play a quick trailer for this right here.
Breaking their silence in a new documentary. Rex Heuermann's family breaking their silence in a new documentary nearly 2 years after News 12 broke the news about an arrest in the Gilgo Beach murders. In the documentary, Heuermann's daughter says she believes her dad is most likely the killer. News 12's crime reporter Krista McNally has the story.
She now believes that her father may be the Gilgo Beach killer.
Victoria Heuermann feels her father may have committed the crimes he's accused of. Heuermann making the bombshell revelation in a new Peaccock documentary.
Victoria has her feelings and her emotions have evolved.
Heuermann's family was paid to participate in the Gilgo Beach Killer House of Secrets documentary, which gives an inside look into their family life and home where investigators believe the murders could have occurred.
Say if they really did happen down here, he really must have been like Superman. For us not to have noticed anything ever.
Rex's ex-wife, Asa Ellerup, opening up about their relationship.
Am I still seeing you? I'm sorry.
Yes, you are.
Ellerup has visited Rex in Riverhead Jail, and we now know the mysterious other visitor was his friend, David Jimenez.
It's like, did you do it? And then
Jimenez revealed that he asked Rex if he killed these women, and all the accused murderer did was shed a tear.
I think you did it.
Heuermann is accused of murdering 7 women and dumping their bodies across Long Island. His ex-wife still doesn't believe he was capable of committing these crimes.
She's not able to process that.
In the documentary, Ellerup even refers to her now ex-husband as her hero.
No freaking way is this man going out soliciting sex from a sex worker, killing them, and dumping them on Gilgo Beach.
Krista McNally, News 12.
So, you know, Mike, one of the things that that I did notice about this documentary, they absolutely exploited the family. And let's also put it out there that allegedly the family was paid 7 figures, so over $1 million, to be in this 3-hour documentary. And one of the things like I want to put out there too is that Asa Ellerup, she's mentally ill. There is no doubt she is mentally ill. Like, how did she live with this serial killer unless she wasn't all there, you know? And I would venture to say the daughter is probably also mentally ill. And when you watch this documentary and they're sitting in the very house that at least 3 or 4 search warrants were conducted on, and it still looks like this hoarder's paradise. It's just disgusting. A disgusting, disgusting house, the interior and the exterior, that you would have to be mentally ill to live in a house like that. So what does that say about their opinions as to whether they realize that Rex is the Gilgo Beach serial killer, or an Asa Ellerup, his wife, denies anything about it, that he's my hero? Like, are you kidding me? Go ahead, Mike.
No, Bill, you know, I think that idea that sentence, he's my hero, I think that was scripted for Asa. But I do think there was some spontaneity in Victoria's comments about being actually in the basement talking. Well, if my father did kill them, he must have been very angry. I feel sad for them because they're living actually in the middle of a crime scene. And you know, and you and I, we all know what the police are going to do when they go there looking very thoroughly through things. Nothing's going to be put back the way you want it. They're living in this place. That would creep me out. I don't think I could do it. The mother is totally in denial, in addition to whatever issues she's having. The daughter seems to have a little bit of clarity, but sadly, living there, would be the last place I'd want to live. I think I'd rather buy a camper and live on the road for a while. I can't imagine living there. And that's really sad because they're being exploited for money, of course, and they're getting paid a hefty amount. But remember, both of these ladies are going to be testifying at the trial. And anything and everything they say here that's positive about Rex Heuermann is advantageous to the defense. And the defense attorney is going to build upon that when he cross-examines them or calls them on direct in his case in chief. So it's like the Brian Kohlberger and the Idaho 4. This is only going to help the defense. It cannot help prosecution in any way.
You know, Mike, the voluminous amount of evidence in this case, again, we talk about other cases, we talk about the Kohlberger case in Idaho, but this case that goes back to 1993, where they were unable to process certain types of DNA in that 1993 that they can do now, mitochondrial DNA. They have other ways to do what's investigative genetic genealogy, build family trees. The technology has just blown up, and there was, at least on the bodies, there was hairs from Asa Ellerup. There was a hair from Victoria Ellerup, and on Sandra Castilla, there was a hair on her back from Rex Heuermann, even though he went through great pains to try to make sure that there was no physical evidence left behind, but there was. But we would all question, I think we're spoiled by the science now, because they've just been able to process this type of scientific evidence in the last few years and come up with identities from these hairs, and just absolutely unbelievable. But again, the general public takes all this for granted and like, oh, they got DNA, they this, amazing. But not all of it, to put it in a different perspective, not all of these things were the police or science capable of doing during the whole tenure of this investigation. So even though we're saying right out of the box that this investigation was blown by the Suffolk County Police and Chief Burke, and that they had the information right in the case folder, and because of politics and corruption, Chief Burke kicked the FBI off the case. This case was slow walked. And, what other evidence could you have other than Rodney Harrison, who takes over the case, and he's a chief from the NYPD, chief of detectives, chief of department, and he establishes a task force. And the NYPD loves that word, task force, and they put the task force together of the state police, the FBI, the Suffolk County Police, the Nassau County Police, the Suffolk County Jail correction officers. And in 2 months, they identify the vehicle and the perpetrator. And then they start building the case against Rex Heuermann, this man right on the screen, who we're going to play this